welcome to another episode of Art Nouveau with your host, LeilaniJoy. I have no idea why today's episode has turned into a musical. I just started recording and for some reason that came out. And I'm keeping it. All right. So I am very excited to bring you a new episode today. If you can't tell by my faux snake hair, I am going to be completing Medusa on today's episode. And I can't wait for you to see how she turned out. Ironically, Medusa is one of my most requested subject matters. I don't know if I shared that before, but if I had $1 for every request that I got for Medusa, I would have a lot of dollars. So hopefully all of you that requested this piece will actually buy a print of her and take her home with you and put her on your wall, and she can turn all your men to stone when they look at her. But before we jump in and start this painting, I just want to send out a very special thank you to the Artisan Shop, who provided me with a really awesome new paintbrush set. And I will be reviewing these as I paint Medusa and trying them out for the first time. And if you like this brush set, you can get these at the Artisan Shop website right here. And I'll show you guys these up close and personal once we get started here. So let's check out some of my inspirations for Medusa, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the mythology and story behind this piece, and then we will get started. So my earliest memory of the Medusa myth was from this low-budget, early 90s film called Pegasus, and someone got me this, probably my mom, because I loved unicorns and everything. And it told the story of Pegasus's origin and Medusa and Perseus and everything. And I loved this video, but I was also kind of creeped out by it. It had some kind of scary imagery. And thanks to YouTube, you can actually watch this Pegasus film in its entirety. And I'll show you the little excerpt from it. It was so weird because I haven't seen this in like 20 years, maybe more. And it was narrated by Mia Farrow, who was the voice of the last unicorn. So that made it just a little bit more awesome. Anyway, let me show you this and tell you the story of Medusa according to this 1990s animated film. So in Greek mythology, Medusa is this hideous female monster that has snakes for hair. And she is so ugly that if anyone looks upon her, they turn into stone. And this made it impossible for any warriors to defeat the monster because they were all just sculptures. So one day the gods send this guy Perseus, and they give him these winged sandals so that he can basically fly around and kind of dart and avoid Medusa's gaze. So he's flying all around her and basically he's hacking the heads off these snakes. See what I told you about scary imagery? It's like kind of creepy. And so anyway, with the help of Athena, she gives him this reflective shield so he can see Medusa's face without ever looking her in the eye. And then they say that Athena came down and guided Perseus's hand and aided him in chopping off Medusa's head and beheading her and defeating her. And look at all that blood. This is a really nice children's movie. Anyway, out of that blood was born Pegasus, and Pegasus is this mythical winged horse with wings, and most of you have probably heard of him before, who also there was other myths and stories about Pegasus. So basically, out of Medusa's hideous self and out of her blood, Pegasus was born. So as creepy as this was, I liked this story, and I think I'm drawing a lot of inspiration from this early influence. So with that inspiration in mind, I created this sketch, and some of you have seen this. I did this originally for a Bad Apple auction, but I decided I wanted to take this drawing and create a full acrylic painting out of it. So in Photoshop, I went ahead and created this value study, which I'm going to print out full scale to fit my board. And then I'm going to transfer it and start the final painting. Okay, so my transfer is finished, and as you can see here, my drawing is on the board. And before I start painting, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be experimenting with this paintbrush set provided by the Artisan Shop, and this is their Maestro Series 15 quality paintbrush set. And thank you so much to the Artisan Shop who provided me with these brushes to try out today. And I have not opened these or tried these yet, so I am going to give you my honest opinion, first impression of these. Just by looking at them, they are really nicely packaged here. They're each individually packaged. So really quickly, I'm just going to take a couple out. There we go. Hopefully you can see those a little bit better now out of their plastic packaging. And first impressions, there is a really nice variety of brushes in this set, which I think is really great. They give you 4 of these boar's hair bristle brushes, which are basically, which are basically like a hard bristle brush. For me though, I don't use these very often because I like to paint really smooth and soft. So I don't use these textured brushes very often, but they are great for layering on texture and really getting a lot of paint on your surface. So if you like to paint and you like brush strokes and texture to your paintings, these are really great. Occasionally I do like to use them just to add texture, but to be honest, I personally don't use the boar's hair hard bristles very often. But luckily for me, this also comes with a really nice selection of synthetic brushes, which is more like what I typically use, or sables, although I can't really afford sables, so I don't even know if I have one. I think they're all synthetic, but these seem to be really nice and soft. So anyways, I like the different shapes they've provided, like this one. I don't think I've ever, let's see if you can, sorry, is that in focus? I don't think I've ever actually used a brush that looks like this before, and it's got a really nice point to it. It's kind of fat, like this might be nice for making some like thick lines or something. So kind of excited to experiment with that. But anyways, I'm going to be using these today as I paint my Medusa piece, and I'll kind of let you know how they worked out once the painting's finished. So let's get started with these. So with my base skin tone done, I'm going to do my second transfer. So usually when I work on a dark background like this, I sometimes do 2 transfers. That way I can do a nice flat matte skin tone, and then I can transfer the details of the face on top of that. So earlier you saw that I did a white Cerol transfer, and this time I'm using the graphite transfer paper, so the features will look darker. If you want to try this, just remember to be very careful to keep your drawing taped on very snugly so that it doesn't get misaligned when you do your second transfer. So far I'm really enjoying these Artisan Shop brushes. They have a really nice, long, slender handle that really helps with these little tiny details areas, so I really do like that about these. And I also noticed the bristle quality is really nice. Sometimes cheap brushes, you'll notice the bristles will fall out and end up in your painting, and I have not had that happen so far. So far I really enjoy these brushes, and I recommend the quality. So at this juncture, I'm going to be using something called frisket to mask off the silhouette of Pegasus. I'm going to paint a black to red gradient in this heart area, And it'll make it a lot easier for me to do that if I have Pegasus kind of protected. That way I don't have to try and redraw Pegasus in there. So this is just a little demonstration on how I use frisket. So I've traced Pegasus onto the frisket here, and I'm gonna carefully cut this out. And then I'm gonna stick it on like a little sticker right where I want the area to be protected. Then I'm gonna seal this mask down with matte medium, and then I'm going to tape off my other edges, and then I'm painting in my gradient right here on top. And then once this paint is dry, we can peel off the tape and peel up my little frisket, and we can see that the silhouette of Pegasus is fully protected. Kind of cool, huh? So I want to have just a little subtle contour blending on her face. And a lot of you guys ask me about how to blend with acrylics, and something that I often do is I actually use two brushes at once with two different colors. So my left brush has the original skin tone color that I mixed, and on the right I have a skin tone that's tinted with white. So I've mixed white into the original color. And I'm going to be using both of these brushes at the same time and kind of blending back and forth to create a nice even blend. I've mentioned before that acrylics dry extremely fast, and this is just one little trick you can use to get some nice blends and gradients. So I'm working in just a little bit more depth and definition into these snakes. These are certainly taking a long time. There's a lot of detail needed here. And I wanted to add a little bit of texture, so I'm actually using my fingers to add a little bit of a scaly texture to the snakes. I just love getting my hands in my painting sometimes. For her tattoos here, I'm using golden fluid acrylics, which is a very ink-like consistency, which makes it really easy to do tiny little details with a little brush. So it really gives you that feeling of pen and ink, and it's great for tattoos or text or really small details. Okay, you guys, well, my Medusa piece is almost finished now, and before I show you how she turned out, I just want to give you a few quick reminders. The first of which is, directly following this episode, Medusa will be available in my Etsy shop, and the first 10 11x14 prints sold will include a bonus prize pack. And you will get a mirror of Medusa, you will get a signed postcard, and I'm going to do a little doodle for you, and one other surprise item. So please check that out if you want to get the bonus prize pack. You just have to order one of the first 10 prints in the Etsy shop. I will also have 8x10s as well, and I will have limited edition canvas reproductions that will be signed and numbered, a very limited release of only 10. And I do embellish each one with acrylic paint, so they have kind of a realistic painting texture to them. So please check those out in the Etsy store if you want to get one of those. I also wanted to remind you guys that if you're fans of my Disney Wonderground work, my piece Evil Most Fair is running low. I don't know if you guys know this, but Wonderground usually does a very limited run of their featured artist works, and once they sell out, they're like impossible to get. I think I've seen a few of them on eBay, but if you liked my piece Evil Most Fair, please order her from the gallery. They are more than happy to ship worldwide. You can get all the ordering information on my website, and it has the phone number and their email. It makes it super easy to place an order for one of those. They also have these really gorgeous limited edition signed and numbered framed canvases, and these are so gorgeous. I really want to get one for myself since the original sold, so I might have to get one to show you guys, but they have those as well. And don't forget that Maleficent and the Queensway are also still available. The originals are still looking for a home and they haven't found one yet. So you can order the originals from them as well, and they can ship those worldwide. So please give those a home if you're a fan of those. Finally, I'm also going to be updating my Society 6 store finally, and putting some new phone cases and laptop skins and tote bags and some other cool things on there. You'll be able to find Medusa over there as well, because I know some of you might like to take her around on your phone. So you can check that out at society6.com/LeilaniJoy. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's it for me on this episode. I hope to see you guys on another episode very soon or on an episode of the Paint Along. Thank you guys so much for the positive response I've gotten on my Paint Along videos. I really enjoyed doing them, and I'm going to try to continue to do so. If you want to ask me a question for the Paint Along, please check out my most recent episode and leave your comment on the video, and I will find it there. If you don't mind, please do review some of the questions I've already answered. I'm getting a lot of repeated questions now, and if it's something I've already answered, I'm not going to answer it again. So, yeah. Anyways, hope to see you on one of those, and I hope you'll be taking Medusa home with you, and some of my Disney pieces home with you as well. Oh, I wanted to mention one more thing before I go. I've had quite a few questions about tattoos, and I just wanted to answer that really quickly. A lot of people have asked if it's okay to use my artwork for tattoos, and the answer is yes, absolutely. I don't require anything except for a photo of it. I just want to see a photo of the finished tattoo. You're welcome to do that. And if you need like a slightly more clear photo of it or image of it, and a color palette samples or line art or anything that helps your tattoo artist, I am happy to provide that to you. So just drop me an email at Leilani@LeilaniJoy.com and I'll hook you up for your tattoo. Actually, I so far have not had anyone get my art tattooed on them. So if you're the first one, I will give you like a little prize. I will give you a signed 11x14 print and some other free goodies. So the first person to send me a photo of a LeilaniJoy art tattoo will get a free present from me. So yeah, so get on that. Maybe it'll be Medusa. That'd be sweet. All right, I have definitely droned on long enough. I've got to go because I've got a lot of video games to catch up on right now, and I think I earned it. Yeah, okay, I'm out of here. See you guys. One more time, whatever, just do it. And put her up on your wall, and she gets on all. What am I saying? Okay. Braids be on fleek. I don't know what that word means. Art Nouveau. Just kidding. Document my. So I'm just, welcome to Art Nouveau, what is the hell is this show about? And we're rolling, we are rolling.